This time, I will continue to discuss my topic about off-the-job training. Off-the-job training methods requires the worker to undergo training for a specific period away from the workplace. These methods are concerned with both knowledge and skills in doing certain job. The workers are free of tension of work while they are learning. So when we see off-the-job training is the way training that is done outside of work, like worker who has undergone what is a specific period away from workplace. Like what is said here, that a worker does not need to be absent from his workplace because there are new training that requires the use of certain equipment or requires a specialist trainer. In this situation, training may not be provided. It's because there is no disruption in normal activities, and this method provides an education method where an employees learn and develop new skill away from their workplace. There are several of the job training methods of training and development as described below. First, special lecture camp discussion. Training through special lectures is also known as classroom training. It is more associated with imparting knowledge than with skills. Some executives of the organization or specialists from vocational and professional institutes may deliver the special lectures. Many firms also follow the practice of inviting experts for special lectures for the staff on matters like health, safety, productivity, quality, and etc. So when we see special lecture come discussion, it is the method of an active verbal, which is the interaction between the trainer and the trainee, that it gives rigorous training knowledge. It gives instruction and gives information to each people and express like a lecturer. He seeks to express his thought to make a class interesting. Next is conference seminar training. The literal meaning of conference is consultation, but in practice, conference implies sharing from some information with an audience of a large number of people. It is conducted in a big hall where the participants are allowed to exchange their views and raise queries. The proceedings of the conference are conducted by the chairman, who is also responsible for summing up the proceedings of the conference. So when we say conference seminar training, it is the method of training that the conference refers to the dissemination of some information, a media to a large number of people. It is conducted in a hall where the participants are allowed to exchange their views or unquestioned. A conference is done by the chairman, who has the right and responsibility to sum up the proceeding in conference. And seminar also used to bring different people together, platforms where they discuss various issues related to work. It helps them in understanding the views of others and finding solution to the problem. Case study. The case methods is means of simulating experience in the classroom. Under the method, the trainees are given a problem or case which is more or less related to a concept and principle already taught. They analyze the problem and suggest a solution which are discussed in the class. Role-playing. Role-playing is an effective training technique to bridge the difference between them. Besides this, it is an effective method to prepare the trainees to face the situation that they are likely to face while discharging their duties. Case study is the method of an active verbal, which is interaction between the two people, the trainers and the trainee, that it gives rigorous training knowledge. It gives instruction and gives information to each people to express like a lecturer. He seeks to express his to make a class interesting. Role playing is in this method trainees are made to experience how others feel in a particular situation. It is understanding the point of view of others and things that others do not like, and such communication. Behavioral simulation games. This focus primarily on the process of interpersonal relations, on how decisions are made and with what consequences, rather than on the substance of the decisions. Games have set roles and have predictable results. Often, their design is hidden in order to highlight a behavioral process and to dramatize its effects. Exercise simulates a process that can be repeated until learning is assured. They provide scope for improvisation, adaptation, and redesigning according to the personal and situational needs. Over time, trainers have developed several steps for designing instructional simulation. Some steps for the same here. First, defining the instructional problem. Second, describing operational educational system. Third, relating the operational system. Fourth, specifying objectives in behavioral terms. Fifth, generating criterion measures. Sixth, determining appropriateness of simulation. 7. Determining the type of simulation required. 8. Developing specification of simulation experience. 9. Developing simulation type prototype. 10. Trying out simulation type or prototype. 11. Modifying simulation type prototype. 12. Conducting field trial. 13. Making further modification to the system on the basis of the field trial. Next is in-basket exercise. These are more elaborately simulation exercises in which a complex organization is created in the form of an office environment. The trainers work is in an office setting with other in-basket full of interdepartmental memos, letter, reports, forecasts, and other data on their desks, and one receive an office. So when we see in-basket exercises, it is a test of the organization, like hiring or promoting employees, and during the test job, they can receive phone call, email, and face-to-face meeting, and this exercise placing a range of concern or issues in a basket to familiarize the trainers with the role that they are expected to play. Last is the laboratory training. Laboratory training provides the participants with an extensive experience of how various groups and individuals interact in group situations. So when we see laboratory training sensitivity training is called as laboratory training, as it is conducted by creating an experimental laboratory situation in which employees are brought together in groups to interact in the constructed environment.